So Xenoblade, streaming Xenoblade 2 Chronicle Suit is like one of the strangest experiences I've ever done. The game is obtuse to a fault, and usually when you say that, you're like, it's a little imperceptible. It has have I talked about Xenoblade 2 on this podcast at length at all? I can't remember.
We've discussed a bit about gacha bullshit.
Okay, that. Ignore that. Who gives a shit? That's like such a non-issue compared to all the other issues. The game has maybe the worst tutorialization I've ever seen in my life. I'm not comparing it to stuff like Dwarf Fortress, or stuff that it's like throw you to the wolves or whatever. The tutorials show up and they give you a brief description of a mechanic, right? And once you have clicked through the tutorial, it is gone. It can never be seen again. So hope you remember it.
Oh God. Classic blunder.
That's really bad. That's really bad to start. Okay.
Quality of life in a bunch of indie games has been an option in the settings to reproc tutorials.
Second, I don't know if it's the original writing of the tutorials or the person who designed the tutorials did a bad job, or it's a translation issue. But sometimes I'll read a tutorial and I will look over at chat, and chat will just be saying, that is not true.
Ooh.
Like I will read the way the tutorial like describes like a system, and it gives you like advice, and then I look over and everyone who's beating the game is like, that's not true. That is a lie. Don't listen to it.
Is it trying to hand wave through a complex system by just generalizing, and it's a lie of omission?
No, they'll give you advice, but the advice is like objectively wrong. Like it's not a good way to use it. And on top of that, I have a couple of examples for how the game like fucks on you with its tutorial. So you do your auto attacks, and as your auto attacks build and you use your skills, you build up a special meter, and the special meter has level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, right? And that part's pretty simple. And what the game wants you to do is use a level 1 special with character 1, use a level 2 special with character 2, and then that'll chain, and then use a level 3 special with character 3, and then that'll chain. So it goes, an escalating series of specials. And the tutorial pops up and it says, use your skill. But because I was reading the prompt, my character's skill level went to level 3, because as you do your skills, right? And so I used a level 3 special first and instantly killed the enemy, and the tutorial just turned off and allowed me to continue. So,
and it's gone forever. So my brain said, oh, I guess since I did a level 3 special, in order to get the next chain, I would have to do level 4. So, to ascend it, right? And no, the way the tutorial works, it's actually saying special 1 in the chain has to be 1, 2, or 3, and special 2 in the chain has to be 2 or 3, and special chain in 3. So it has to be minimum. Yes.
But I saw it once and then fundamentally broke the tutorial. So I spent like hours going, why won't my combos work?
Because you're starting with a 3.
On top of that, there's a type of status effect you can do. It's in all the Xenoblade games where you do like break and then topple and then launch and then smash, right? And so like somebody inflicts break, and then break allows you to inflict topple, and so on and so forth, right? And so Rex has a cutscene where he's got a little anchor, like a wire shooter on his arm, and a character has a cutscene that teaches him, hey man, you can use that to topple guys, right? And so they have a cutscene where Rex shoots the anchor out and wraps it around a monster's leg and yanks him, and he falls over, and that's your tutorial, and it upgrades that move called Anchor Shot to have the topple property, right? And so you're going into a fight where it's like, all right, buddy, you're going to learn how to do the combo system that is break, topple, launch, smash, right? So I didn't have Anchor Shot equipped on Rex. I had taken it off because the move is bad. So it then said, hey, use Anchor Shot to topple the enemy, but it didn't re-equip itself, so I couldn't. I couldn't affect the character with the status that the game was telling me to do.
Were you locked into like a tutorial moment?
Yeah, you're locked into a tutorial fight. So the game's like, use topple to knock him over. And I'm like, I fucking can't. The ability isn't equipped. Why didn't you re-equip it? So then I go, okay, I guess I fucked up by taking that ability off. I will now put Anchor Shot back on, and on the next enemy, I will topple the enemy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll have one party member break, and then I'll use topple, right? So the next enemy resists the status effect. So now that I'm trying to do it, RNG decided that I couldn't. And so it was like a boss fight and a half later.
Now, why would you have this equipment for that long before it explains any of what you're describing?
There's like 10 hours in the game.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
The other thing is that Xenoblade likes to put super high level enemies on the map wandering around to scare you, right? Like you'll see the first area of any one of the games and it'll be like a level 80 big monster just roaming around, and you have to avoid it, right?
Mm-hmm.
In Xenoblade Chronicles 2, for whatever reason, those things have really large paths and enormous aggro ranges. So there was a part of the early game where I had to cross the map, and every random battle for an hour would trigger like a level 45 bird to fly over and kill me.
Okay.
And I was like, are you fucking serious? Like, is
the intended route to be like run away from this? And
so here's the logic that occurred, right? So the game unlocks and allows you to engage with like a huge proportion of systems. Like I did the first dungeon, and then the game gives me the combo system, the basics of the break system. It gives me like an item system where you can buy a bunch of items to like give yourself buffs. It gives you equipment for your blade, which is your secondary character. It gives you the upgrade system for your blade, the upgrade system for your character, the equipment for your character, and the equipment for your blade, as well as accessories for your character and your blade. And it just kind of gives all of that to you and says, go nuts.
okay.
And then it puts you in like, it's a like escape the town kind of situation. And then you end up in a campsite in the middle of the map. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And, every single time I tried to fight something around that camp, enemies would like do the death cry thing and summon more enemies, or like other enemies would like wander in and attack me in the middle of fights. And like it looked like I was level appropriate, but I was just getting like stomped out for like an hour. And then it has you go on a random fetch quest where you have to just go to collection points and hope you get a special type of wood. And I'm like, oh, what's happening is I'm not like optimizing my characters, and I'm not doing like a good job building my party, and I'm etc. No, they just want you to run away from all those fights. They just don't want you to engage with that other fights in that area that they put that in. And I know that because I did a boss fight later and I trounced the boss fight. Because the boss fight didn't have a bunch of random enemies show up to attack me 30 levels higher than my character's level.
Okay.
So this is a really very difficult, frustrating process.
My biggest question is, this is Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Is any of this on the basis happening on the basis of they expected you to have played the first game, and this is just being dropped on top of it, going, you already know what you're doing?
I did play the first game.
Yeah. But is the thought process almost like, well, you know what you're doing, we're just going to sprinkle some of the newer stuff in?
No.
Okay.
Dude, so here's the game. When I'm doing main story stuff and boss fights and shit, the game is incredible. Like A+. When I'm interacting with its open world or like any optional content, it's like pulling it's super hard. And when I downloaded the season pass like bonuses, you know that thing where it's like, oh, here's some items, here's some upgrades. It changes the game's options. So once you download the season pass DLC and you go into gameplay, you can switch the difficulty to custom, and you can change like enemy health and stuff like that. But then there's another option that's just like turn off enemy aggro entirely. And I'm like, that is a fucking insane option to put into a game like this.
Just fix it.
And I played like multiple streams in a row just cursing this, where I would be trying to do something and enemies would like one shot kill me from off camera.
Wow.
And if I tried to fight them, they would summon other enemies. And I'm like, how are these random battles? How the random battles are all way harder than the bosses. And the only breakdown that I can find that makes any sense is from chat, which is people saying dev on this game was super rushed because they had to work on Breath of the Wild. Like they lost teams to work on Breath of the Wild.
But that's not even an answer in the sense that, okay, it was badly made, but like, what is the intended user path? Go grind in a hut for a while?
Because random battles take a long time and give you very little experience. So the intended user path appears to be beeline it,
run
and
from
then
everything.
do like named side quests for experience and bonuses.
I mean,
it's remarkable how uneven it is. And I got to the end of chapter 3 the other day and got super mad. So one of the other things that gets super fucking weird about this game is it has 10 chapters. Each chapter is written by an alternating writer. So all the odd numbered chapters are written by someone, and all the even numbered chapters are written by a different person. And it flip-flops between like peak Xeno shit and anime of the week goofball stuff.
Okay.
Like flip-flop. And I got super pissed because I was ready to fucking throw it in. I was like, if this game does not fucking blow my shit off by the time I finish tonight, I am throwing this in the trash.
I heard all
and
this.
And then I beat the third chapter and it blew my shit off.
Okay.
And I got super fucking pissed.
Okay. Because I'm like, I heard everyone say the Xeno things are all good. The varying degrees of good.
Okay,
but good.
That's not true.
No?
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, that's not true. XenoGears is a great game and it's very flawed.
No. Sorry. When I say the Xeno things, I mean Saga. I mean the Xeno side.
No, well, Xenosaga is not good.
Okay.
Xenoblade 1 is really good, and Xenoblade 3 is really good, and Xenoblade 2 is deeply flawed.
Okay.
It is ping-ponging between a 2 and a 9 on any given moment.
That's crazy. Okay.
It is crazy. It's legitimately nuts. And it's nuts in a really specific way that pisses me off because the game is mandatory. Xenoblade 3 has a storyline that starts with like a war between two factions, and one faction is made out of all the Xenoblade 1 races, and the other faction is made out of all the Xenoblade 2 races. And when I started Xenoblade 3 a million years ago before putting it on the shelf, all the zones are a Xenoblade 1 area and a Xenoblade 2 area mashed together. And I don't mean like thematically. I mean, you literally see the architecture jammed together unnaturally, which means that 2 is like super mandatory. Like it's absolutely like a very core part of enjoying the third. This isn't like, I'll just skip it and you'll get the gist of it. Like, no, it's not. So I'm like suffering through trash to get to peak, and the peak is fucking great. But then I go back into the trash.
For the most part, the Xenoblade games are all usually new characters and settings each time you start one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Except for the fact that I happen to know that all the characters eventually come back and interact at some point.
Yeah, so I'm saying minus where things go or whatever reveals occur. When you start a new Xenoblade game, you're starting with a new character in a new setting, and it's usually a reset. Yeah, okay.
So yeah, it's a weird fucking game. It's an extraordinarily weird game. It is a impossible to understand game. And so in this type of scenario, where I'm playing an older RPG that just got re-released, and it's got a bunch of complex systems, right? And these systems are very poorly explained. The usual gist of it would be like, well, I'll look over to this friendly box to my left, this friendly box full of nice people who know things, and ask them for advice. The advice has never been more useless. So the usual thing of, hey, chat, what's up? And you get 9 garbage answers and 1 good one, right? And it's up to you to figure out which one the good one is. I get 10 answers and 20 of them are wrong. And you know, someone had the advice of like, you know what you need to do? You need to have the expert in chat, the one person that you listen to, right? The guy who really knows his stuff. I have like 5 of those, and they're arguing with each other.
Oh yeah. Big fan of that.
And it's like, oh, cool. And so the actual end result of this is, hey, do you want to understand the way this game plays? Go look up a Chugga Conroy video explaining the way the battle system works. And then when you're further in, you can watch a guy who has a series of videos called Enil about how to play Xenoblade 2, but you can't look at it now because it's filled with spoilers. And then someone in the chat goes, don't worry, Pat, I made a Google Doc for you to understand. And I go, I don't want to do any of this fucking shit at all.
Do any of these experts going, hey, I've got 1,000 hours on record, my advice is don't play. My advice is shut it down.
Okay. No, that wouldn't make anyone happy.
Okay, all right.
So yeah, what a miserable way to play a game that has a great game inside it. It feels like when I beat it and understand it all, I can go back and play it the good way because I'll understand everything.
And none of this is even remotely mentioning the gacha.
Oh yeah, that system's actually like very trivial, all things considered.
Interesting.
Fucking weird game. Fucking so strange. Absolutely baffling.
Yeah, I on like after, because I know you've been working your way through them, and a lot of this is a blur in my brain now that there's this many of them, and I've actively I don't know anything about most of them. What's good and what's not good, and what has the stupid music and the robots in it, and like I just don't know anymore.
Oh, also of real note, so you know how the characters in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 specifically dress super racy and super sexy?
The Smash Brothers weapon girls.
Right.
Yes.
So not just them, right? A bunch of characters dress super hot in that game, and it's very like anime booba, right? And that's fine, right? it's actually very distressing how the writing in that game doesn't match any of that shit at all. It's actually like sexless and chaste and sweet.
Okay, yeah.
But everyone's tits and asses are out.
Yeah, like Nier Automata. Actually,
it's weird. It's fucking strange.
I felt that with Nier. Like, fucking lingerie is out, but everything is just really innocent, pure, and sweet.
It makes it feel so weird. Like it's just like this happy-go-lucky like bunch of gang, but they all just woke up and could only find a bunch of hooker outfits. And that's just how it is. It's super strange.
Yeah,
it's absolutely fucking baffling.
That's kind of an anime thing, I think. I feel like that's a thing that happens from time to time, where the art design and the actual tone and world and setting will just be very different from each other, and characters will be, again, just booba out, but like that's not a part of what anyone's talking about. It's just the way things look, because like that's the appealing design, and you kind of like just learn to roll past it.
Maybe I got like too old, but like the Rex and Pyra will be having like a sweet conversation that is completely like genuine and like sweet and like non-adult at all. And the camera will pan over to like the 2-inch dip from Pyra's like outside her panties into her hip bone, with the fucking like the dip coming off of her fucking side of her ass. And my brain goes, girl, you look really uncomfortable. like it's so past titillation.
Yeah.
That all I can think of is like, man, you look miserable in that outfit.
Yeah, I feel like this has been a thing for a minute of just like the what is it, the gap or the lack of congruence between adult themed like outfits and designs and characters
and adult themed writing.
Yeah, I feel like anime has just ignored this for a very long time. You've got your fucking, whether you're Darling in the Franxx ass like super mound print outfits, Kill la Kill with just like actually being naked is part of the plot there, to be fair, but there's I feel like there's examples of this throughout the years that you kind of just, yeah, your brain is supposed to just treat it as something else entirely. Everything that fucking Shift Up makes, you know, the Nikkei and Stellar Blade and stuff like that, I get the impression that the titties and the ass are completely separate from the actual serious plot going on, you know, and that I'd be surprised if it ever got addressed there.
So somebody in the chat just said, oh, is Xenoblade 2 the super horny one? No, it's not. That's actually what I'm talking about.
Just the artist.
It's almost distressing how non-horny it is. If you actually want to know what the horny Xenoblade game is, it's Xenogears, the only game in that series that has a bunch of characters have adult sexual relationships. But like, and that was 99. And those characters are all dressed like in cool old-fashioned anime outfits.
There's a whole lot of creators out there that are down with like, yeah, the art being horny but the characters being chaste.
Weird, strange.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
And it's incongruent to the point where I'm like, like Pyra, you dressed yourself, because like there's another, you know, there's another character and it's Mithra, right? So like Pyra like chose to put the fucking enormous booty short whale tail situation going on, and it's like, but you're just like the sweetest, most chaste, like shy person. Like this is at the point where it's actually, your character is weird now. Like it's strange.
I mean, I feel like sometimes you might get like, let's say there's a character in something like this that has a magical transformation or a henshin they might like react to like the plug suit and go like, whoa, what? And they're like, never mind that, defeat the enemy. And it's like, oh yeah, sure, okay. And that's kind of the end of the thought, really. But you're supposed to just assume that, hey man, we're trying to sell copies. And that's the end of the thought.
That's so somebody in the chat is taking like possibly the most bad faith argument possible, which is like, what, women aren't allowed to dress outside their personalities? Fuck off. No, it's what it is like, it's just blatantly obvious that the art designer like just boobed them up outside of their characters for like visual appeal.
Yeah, these are independent design elements that we're not.
It just feels really cynical.
And that you could potentially like change this design in any way, shape, or form to be more or less
and we
sexual.
know that because every alternate design these characters have had is not just better looking, it's also sexier. There are two sets of new designs, one by the Smash people and one by the Xenoblade people, and they are more attractive, more totally consistent outfits.
Yeah, man. Look, dude, you hire a designer that's known for sexy art to show up and do their thing. And then you have the writers and the team making the game separate from that. And then they go, cool, that's what we're going with. That's what we're shipping. And
it reminds me of every time that they'd be like, oh, they're censoring this outfit when bringing it to the West. And they would hold up the outfit and it would look like trash. And it would just look like garbage. Reminds me of like when you see those fucking idiots making their AI fucking women and they're dressing like Tifa and Aerith in like a white bikini. Just the fucking boringest, unsexiest fucking child's idea of what sex appeal is. Just fucking embarrassing.
But the other funny thing is to when we end up with the like, you will be ashamed of your words and your deeds when you find out why Quiet is dressed the way she is.
Yeah, exactly. Like I remember a while ago, Mom made a post about Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, where there was that girl that has the whip that was in the base roster. And there was an animation where she puts her arms up and like all of her armpit musculature was like perfectly designed. And Mom was basically like, oh, the person who did this was like a freak. was like just like
in there.
Just a freak about it. And that feels so much like more honest.
Well, the thing
than just gooning up these characters to have their boobs out.
And to be fair with Grand Blue, they've got the old man buff fuck fetish covered. They've got all your angles covered. There's something for everybody. I've described fucking what's his name? Beelzebub and the other one, Belial, I think.
Oh, I don't know which one of them is which, but I know that those dudes are just naked.
The slut whore men.
That's crazy.
Just the characters that come in rubbing their fucking nipples round one fight.
Yeah, those
crazy.
Guys. Yeah.
He's such a whore. It's amazing. Like they fall on like more,
Jesus Christ, guy, put it away.
And that is the fact that the character's attitude matches exactly the way he's dressed. I'm like, yeah,
I think there's
accurate.
I think there's a really good like when you're writing writing the art of these characters, what you're covering says more about the attitude than what they're showing. And I forget who posted it. I think it might have been Buttons a million years ago, but basically described like guy at the beach in swimming trunks, waist up, completely exposed, like half naked, right? Guy in identical outfit, but with like weird shirt that covers everything from his shoulders to his fingertips, but cuts out like a triangle of his tits.
Yes.
Whore.
Yeah. It's what you choose.
Right. And it's like what you've
emphasize.
decided to cover is emphasizing what you've decided to show.
Yes. Midriff on display only versus shirtless entirely. 100%. Selective emphasis is more salacious than just out and out nudity in some cases. Yeah.
I'm so pissed off at that game, dude. I'm so pissed off
because it got
because
good.
I was ready to fucking throw in the towel, and then a character got into the literal goddamn Xenogears robot.
Wow. Okay.
The first view of a fucking robot in the fucking game just walked right up to the might as well be 1-to-1, and I went, God damn it, that's a big robot. I'm back in.
Now you have to know.
Now I have to know.
But again, X is the one where you actually are using, like, where the robot's like the gameplay, right?
Yeah. Bro, X, I want to like X so bad. You get the robot in chapter like 8 of 13, and the game thought it was going to get a sequel, and it didn't. So the epilogue for the new version is the game's like new ending years later. Like X is
Wait,
the strangest thing. X just
the majority of that game is without the robot.
Yes.
Oh,
sorry,
boy.
Chapter 6 of 13. Yeah,
halfway through. Okay. Jesus.
Yeah, no, it's man.
Okay.